Hi, so welcome to the weekly AMA. I am a Mashinsky. My name is Chrissy, and I'm going to be giving you the live financial update. We heard that crypto only has 15% women, so I thought that today we should broadcast from Venus. Okay? Thank you, NASA. In Venus, it's 100% women. Right? So I'm solving that problem for you. So let's start and kick off the financial update, which is fantastic. Celsius has assets over $6 billion, which is amazing. The last 30 days, we got $620 million in net deposits. New users, here's the count, 21,586 just in the last week. Fantastic. And while the Fed there was off printing dollars, I was printing those USA made t-shirts for you. And thank you for all that support. And I can share with you where we are with those, because I know a lot of them were sold out. We still have some large and extra large left in your favorite terminology that you created in this industry. Huddle, amazing. The favorite, unbank yourself, which I think so many more people are doing, and Mashinsky method. And Alex has on one today that he'll be sharing with you. And I think Alex is going to take over from here. Thank you for letting me share that update with you. You want to take over?
Yeah, thanks, Han. I think we have a rising star here. I have competition finally, right? What is the temperature on Venus, by the way? Because in Celsius.
Oh, in Celsius, yeah, 465 degrees Celsius.
Wow.
Yeah.
Some like it hot, you know?
Bye, everyone.
Some like it hot. Some like it hot. All right. So thanks for joining us again. Chrissy gave you the numbers. These are amazing numbers. Just think just in context that just on November 6th, okay, just 2 months ago, our weekly deposits, net deposits, were 35.7 million. And this week, 168 million. So that's a 4.8x growth, 4.8x growth in net deposits. Net meaning this is after withdrawals, after anything else that came out, right? So the net that came in, and again, this could be easily verified by all of you. I think the financier and other people on Twitter giving you these daily updates of what the numbers are, and you know that they're taking it off the blockchain. There's no way to cheat the system here. But it's not just that the deposit went up 4.8%. Our users, new users, went up about the same number, just over 4 times, 4x growth and acceleration in the Celsius adoption. So we're seeing this massive acceleration, and we all know more users, more deposits means we're earning more interest, which means we have to be buying more SEL tokens. So if you want to buy some SEL token, we do have a special. And if you want to buy over 100,000 in dollars, now is a great time to take some of those amazing gains that you had in Bitcoin and Ethereum, and move some of them into some other, diversify, either move them into stable coins and pay off your credit cards, or if you want to put some in SEL token, we do often discount OTC at Celsius.network. And you can basically, if you buy 100,000 or more, you can get that special price off a lower price to sell, right? SEL came down a little bit, and this is a great opportunity to do so. All right, so let's get into the normal programming. Tom, let's put that slide up, and we'll talk about it a little bit.
All right, slide is up.
Slide is up. Okay, great. So I wanted to talk to you about why Bitcoin is better than gold, right? And a lot of people, most of you probably are holding stocks and bonds. Some of you have gold, but gold is an asset, right? I mean, Bitcoin is coming and effectively replacing. So how can it replace something? And the reason is that Bitcoin has 8 advantages over traditional gold, right? Scarcity, right? We know that there's only going to be 21 million Bitcoin, but gold, we can dig all over the planet. We can dig on asteroids. We can always find more gold, right? So gold is definitely a less scarce resource than Bitcoin. Transferability, right? If you have a giant piece of gold and you want to move it from your bank or your safe to somebody else, not so simple, right? Where with Bitcoin, you just ask them for their address, you push it out, and they receive it in a few minutes. So transferability is obviously a big advantage that Bitcoin has. Storability, right? Storing Bitcoin, you can store it in your head as long as you remember the private key, or you keep it in a safe place on a hardware wallet. You can move that or store it very easily, right? Compared to, especially if you have a lot of gold, right? Not so easy to store. Decentralization. Pretty easy for the government to grab your gold, especially if you're in some countries where the laws are not necessarily being followed, and a new leader comes up and it says, I just want everybody's gold. And this happened in the United States in the 30s, right? A law was passed making it illegal to hold private gold. And then they doubled or tripled the price of gold after everybody gave it to the government. So
that's what something Michael Saylor talks about is, like, as a store of wealth, you have huge political risk over 40 or 50 years when it comes to gold.
Right. So decentralization, the fact that no one can confiscate your Bitcoin, no government, no person, no judge even, right? I mean, the judge can order you to do stuff, but they can't confiscate it, right? Durability, right? So again, gold is very durable. Obviously, it's an element. Gold is only created in supernovas, right? Very rare events in the universe. It takes tremendous amount of energy to create gold, right? To fuse gold into to fuse that element. So, but Bitcoin is even more has even higher durability, right? Fungibility, right? So the ability to move stuff around and having everybody accept it, right? So today, if I go here in Manhattan and I offer people to pay them in gold for a service or for a coffee, right here, let me shave a nugget of gold and pay you with it. I don't think they will accept it, right? First, they don't know if it's real gold or fake gold. Right. They don't know if the amount that I shaved off is what I'm supposed to give them. But more and more people are accepting Bitcoin as a form of payment, right? And because of that, the fungibility of Bitcoin is increasing dramatically. Now, today, again, Bitcoin is mostly store of value, but more and more people joining the revolution, and there are more and more, because of that, more and more merchants and more people are willing to take a present or a gift or a payment in the form of Bitcoin. And again, you can divide Bitcoin to a million, 6 right decimal points. You can divide it. One Satoshi is 1/1,000,000th of a Bitcoin. Verifiability. What is this? What does it mean? You can verify. So if I came and I paid you with a bar of gold, how do you know that I didn't steal it the day before, and tomorrow some policeman or somebody is going to come and confiscate it from you because you got a stolen asset, right? So you know when somebody sends you Bitcoin, at least they own the keys to that Bitcoin. So you have a much higher level of verification, of verifiability, that this asset that you're receiving, and you can track it, right? You can go use chain analysis or some other tools to very easily see, is it blacklisted? Is it like BTC that was stolen from somebody else and declared stolen, and so on, okay? And divisibility, right? You can divide it, like we said, into 1,000,000 parts. So you can use a fraction of a fraction, which is much easier. Try to divide that bar of gold that you have to 1,000,000 parts. Let's see what happens.
Right.
So those are the 8 reasons, and it's important that you understand that, because when you think about the utility of BTC, of Bitcoin, many of us only focus on the price on CoinGecko as the utility of BTC, but really it has many, many other utilities that we need to focus on as well. Now, Bitcoin is hitting all-time highs every day. It definitely is going higher than I expected before it takes a correction. It hit that Fibonacci 61% resistance level at 39,000. It went all the way to 42,000. So it overshot because so many people are excited and so many people are saying, oh my God, I'm going to miss this thing. And people are buying on margin like crazy, right? Buying Bitcoin, taking loans, mortgaging their homes, doing all kind of crazy stuff.
Right.
And just remember, this is a Warren Buffett sentence, right? Be greedy when others are fearful, and be fearful when others are greedy. Right now, the greed meter, the meter that measures greed, is like hitting against the max every day. Okay? Ding, 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 alarm, alarm, alarm.
Right.
Now, people hate me for saying, it looks like we're going to have a correction. Looks like we're going to have a correction. Remember, on January and February and March of 2020, when I was saying Bitcoin is going to hit 30,000, right? By the end of the year, everybody was saying, what are you talking about, Alex? Come on. I mean, you're crazy.
Mm-hmm.
And
even if it is just a correction, right? Just a temporary time of lower prices is not a bad thing. That's a very good thing for a market.
Exactly. A correction is coins moving from the weak hands to the strong hands. What is a correction? Right. The people who bought it on margin are being liquidated. Liquidated means they're selling their coins to someone else. They're selling it to the hodler, the sell institution. So next time the price goes up, you have less weak hands and more people who are long-term players. Right. So let me do the video first, and then we will go into the Masari report. Okay, so I'm going to play this video. You ready?
Yep, go ahead.
So this is a great review, right? This is, I even forgot about it, but Aaron Bennett, if you're not following him, follow him on YouTube, picked up a tweet of mine from January 16th.
And taking a look at a tweet from Alex Mashinsky, the CEO of Celsius Network. This is an absolutely insane call he did. So this is timestamped January 2020, January 16th, 2020. And it said that Bitcoin will finish the year above $30,000. And he was off by one freaking day. Bitcoin hit $30,000, I believe, January 1st. So a crazy call that I don't know if he has some crystal ball that he's not telling us about. I don't know if he has some contract with, I don't know, the devil. I'm not quite.
Contract with the devil?
Jeez Louise.
I know. Contract with the force. What do you mean the devil? We are, this is the way. What are you talking about?
This is the way.
So look, I am not saying that Bitcoin is going down because I have some interest. The opposite. I have Bitcoin. I'm cheering for Bitcoin to go higher. When Bitcoin goes higher, alts go higher. So all I'm saying is that too much too fast. Anything that's parabolic is going to have a correction before it goes even higher. I agree. Bitcoin is going much higher, but you will have a chance to buy Bitcoin. Originally, I think I said 16,000. Now I think the level has risen to 20 to 25,000. We're going to have that 50% or 40% correction. Again, it's going to be a flash crash. You're not going to have, you might have 2 minutes, 5 minutes to grab that price, 22,000, 23,000, 19,500, that range, right? And then it's just going to go straight up because again, the faster people are being liquidated, the less there is to liquidate and the faster you're going to come back, right? So right now there's so much on margin. Again, we're doing a lot of these loans, right? I mean, people are coming to us and saying, hey, I want a loan. And we are not providing financial advice. So we can't even ask people, are you taking a loan to buy on margin? Are you going to go to some exchange and buy more Bitcoin with this money we're giving you? So our job is just to make sure that you are safe. So we lowered actually the tiers. For example, borrowing against sell token, we lowered from 33% to 25%. To protect the community, protect all of you from making irrational decisions, meaning buying sell on margin or buying Bitcoin on margin or buying ETH on margin here just because you're going to get rich quick. Again, our job here is to get all of us, including me, to the finish line, which is financial independence, financial retirement, safely. Not
Right.
as the richest person in the world. We're not going after Elon Musk. I think he just took it over, right, from Jeff Bezos.
Yeah, which is so crazy because we thought Jeff was going to be, the king of the mountain for a long time, and
he got to sit at the throne for like just a few months. Poor Jeff. I feel so bad for him. Anyway, the point.
What would you do, Alex? What would you do if you were sitting on the top of that throne? I mean, is it more of a platform that you could speak from?
I would give it all away. That's what I would do. But I wouldn't just give it to Americans. I would give it to everybody, Again, Jeff Bezos has enough money to give every citizen on the every person on the planet, right? He has about 210 billion. So that's $300 to every person on the planet. He can give every person on the planet $300. Now, think of Bangalore, or think of people that live in like places where they live on $1 a day, $5 a day, right? What does $300 do for them, right? So anyway, look, everybody has to do what they think is right. Our job is different. Our job is to collect as many hodlers and get them to safety, right? And now is a very dangerous time, right? Do not chase these BTC and ETH prices. The opposite. You should be trimming back. Doesn't mean sell all of it. It just means trim it back. No one knows where the higher price is going to be. It might be going to 100,000 straight from here. It might continue going parabolic to 100,000.
Sure.
Right? So that's not the point. The point is not to get every dollar. The point is to have enough in every bucket. And again, if you have credit card bills, if you have student loans, if you have all these things at 15, 20, 25%, and you took a loan on margin, you are crazy. Okay? Do not do that. It's not worth it. Okay? All right, so let's show the Masari slide. So Masari is a great company that does basically analytics and surveys and basically tracks the crypto industry. And they looked at all the tokens out there and they ranked them by performance for 2020. And you can see the champion there way ahead of the rest of the pack. And the pack has amazing names. I mean, again, there's some amazing companies in there. It's not like we were compared to all the riffraff in crypto. We were compared to the top of the top, right? And again, all the credit here goes to the community because we got in so much in assets. Again, over 6 billion in assets, and we generated so much yield, and we paid most of it back to you guys, right? We do that better than anyone else. Over $250 million in interest paid out. Just crazy numbers, right? 250 million of interest in today's value paid out, right? And the numbers keep going really, really fast, going up really, really fast, because if we paid you $1 in Bitcoin back in 2019, right? That dollar in Bitcoin is now worth $7 in Bitcoin because Bitcoin is up 7x. Just from that period, right? So it's not that we just paid 250 million. We probably paid something like 110, 120, but the value of that payment, because we pay in Cell and we pay in Bitcoin and we pay in Ethereum, has increased several times. Now, the guys that said, I want to earn in Cell did the best, right? Because they're up several hundred times, right? 4,000%, 5,000%, whatever the number is today. The guys that earned in kind, meaning Bitcoin on Bitcoin, still did very well, but not as well as earning in kind. So we're earning in Cell. So,
and that's a huge benefit of hodling is that you're riding through these dips, but over time we've seen a very clear trend of good cryptos going up, and then that appreciation becomes a higher income, and that's the key to financial independence.
Right. So I do want to talk about the vaccine for a second, because I hear a lot of people. First, there's a group of people who think that just because of the vaccine, we're all safe. And they just go out and have parties and New Year's and get drunk and spit at people or kiss strangers. I don't know what they're doing, right? But Just because there's a vaccine doesn't mean you're safe, okay? And think of it in the terms of a computer virus, right? Let's not talk about the coronavirus. So let's say that we all know that there's some computer virus that if your computer gets infected, all the data on your computer will disappear. And the opposite, like these people will grab it and they'll charge you millions of dollars if you want it back, right? They'll hold you hostage. And there's a cure. There is a piece of software you can download and it will cure your computer from being infected, right? Would you refuse that virus software, antivirus software? Not from John McAfee, okay? Just from real people, real software, virus software. So would you take it, or would you say, no, I feel good, I'm good, or it's out there already, so I don't need it, right? So it's the same thing with the corona vaccine. It's here, but unless you got the shot, and some of them, unless you got the second shot, you are not safe. I know personally several people who had corona and who had it 3 times. Okay, and they lost half of their body weight. Okay, that means your body fought this disease, right? Had inflammation and tremendous amount of energy went out to fight this disease. Even if you survive, that is a scar that stays with you forever. You just lost 5 or 10 years of your life. Your life is shortened by 5 or 10 years. Or you can just get 2 shots and you're good to go. So you have to stop kissing strangers until you get that shot. Because even if you're doing phenomenally well with Cell or Bitcoin or Ethereum, guess what? The virus, Corona, doesn't care how much Cell or how much Bitcoin you have in your wallet. It doesn't work like that. Okay? So just a reminder. So when you get a chance to get the vaccine, March, April, May, go and stand in that line and get it. Okay? Do not take any chances on the stuff, and until then, try to stay safe. All right. So you saw the price prediction for 2020. I was right on the money. I missed it, I think, by 4 hours. Right? Bitcoin, it was just teasing me. Like on December 31st, it was just go up and stop, go up and stop. And of course, 4 hours after midnight, it crossed, I think, 30,000, and just so I will not hit the prediction, right? And be able to say, oh, I hit it right on the money.
I'm sure the Bitcoin price was held down just because to spite you.
Yeah, I think some of the Celsius enemies were holding the price down. No, just kidding. So we're going to do another prediction. We're going to do a full 2021 prediction. It's a much harder prediction because 2020, frankly, was easy. We had the halvening, and we knew how many people were joining Bitcoin every the number of wallets created, so the math was pretty easy, right? So I cheated a little bit over there. 2021 is much more difficult because we don't really know how many people are going to sell their bags at 40, 50, 60,000, or how low is it going, and are there enough institutions and retail to pick all that stuff that people bought on margin that they want to sell. So January 16th, we're going to do an AMA. January 15th, so we're going to be doing it on the AMA. And next week, and please tune in. And unless I'm being replaced by the Venus ladies, you're gonna get my prediction. Okay. There were questions asked about me selling some Cell tokens. So most of the volume, I would say 8 out of every 10 Cell tokens are being bought on Uniswap. Now, for Uniswap to work properly, Uniswap needs to have liquidity. Someone has to provide that liquidity. There's no market makers, traditional people who normally are on Binance or on Liquid or on Coinbase creating the market are not participating in Uniswap. The only people that come to Uniswap are people like me and others who bring 15 Cell and 1 ETH. 15 Cell and 1 ETH. So I already deposited a lot of ETH and I deposited Cell. I didn't have to sell any Cell for that. But then that was like the first 3 million or 4 million. We needed more liquidity. Otherwise, if there's not enough liquidity, you guys end up paying 2, 3, 4% just to complete the transaction. If there's enough liquidity, then you pay less than half of 1%. So I was racing, trying to be ahead of the curve here, adding liquidity. Unfortunately, again, Celsius at this time cannot add the liquidity. I would love for Celsius to participate, but right now we're waiting for some things to be able to do that. So I'm adding it. You can do that too. You can go to Uniswap, add liquidity on your AMM. You have to be careful because you can get impermanent loss. I already had impermanent loss. That's money I lose when I put ETH and sell, and one moves and the other one doesn't move. Like when ETH goes up a lot and sell stays in one place, I lose money. So, but the point is, when it does the other thing, I make money, right? So the point is that I am selling some SEL token to put it on the AMM. If you don't believe me, you can actually track the transactions in the wallet and see exactly where those SEL tokens are going. So I'm trying to add about $6 million of additional liquidity. So you guys bring you back to that level of less than half of 1%. Right now you're paying more than 1%. Used to be 2 to 2.5. So we took care of that, but now I have to add more liquidity. And the more you guys are buying, the more liquidity we have to provide. So please come and help provide more liquidity. It's safe. There's no, yes, there is some risk of losses, but you're also making fees. And here, when people are buying on Uniswap, the liquidity provider, the LPs, make all the fees. Unlike on Binance, you know who makes the fees, right? Binance. And on Coinbase, you know who makes the fees. Coinbase. Here, the community can make the money on both sides. So I'm not the only one providing liquidity. There are hundreds of other people providing liquidity. I'm probably the biggest one. So just wanted to explain that because there were some questions about it. All right, let me switch to, we were in the Wall Street Journal just today, this morning, right? So here is an article that came out. I hope you're showing the screen.
Can we share the screen? If not, I think there may be something on your screen, Alex. If you could double check, make sure it's safe to show.
No, yeah, I switched it. It's fine.
Okay. All right.
Hey team, sorry, I'm jumping in here quickly. Alex, do you mind full screening your window, please? We can just see some things on your desktop. Hello, everyone. Goodbye.
Yeah. So here's an article that came out of the Wall Street Journal just today, talking about Bitcoin, quoting Celsius, which is always good news when they come to us and ask us what we think. So if you haven't read it, look it up. Here's the title, and you can just search for it. Also, we were on CNN, right? Mm-hmm. Where's CNN? Somewhere here. Here's CNN Business. And so again, CNN talked about crypto, and they quoted us several times. Us and Scaramucci, you know, because Anthony is the world's expert in Bitcoin, so we got to.
Well, did he just come out as pro crypto, or what happened there?
No, he's been. I spoke at his SALT event in Vegas 2 years ago, talking about crypto and stuff. I mean, he's been a fan. I met him a few years ago, and he was talking about crypto. He was just not he didn't have both legs in, right? He was like,
right.
You know, I still have my hedge funds and stuff like that, and this crypto thing, we'll see if it's good or bad. But now they launched a crypto fund, and you know, it went live I think on Monday. They have like 25 million in assets. We have 6 billion, but you know, we are all cheering for Anthony. You know, at least he kind of renounced his you know, his days in the White House, you know. So it's now all business. He's back to business. I also posted 2 new posts on Medium. So if you have not read my kind of like high-level predictions for 2021, it's not a price prediction. It's more about just why Bitcoin is the way, and also Internet 3.0. What does it mean? What does this thing mean, Internet 3.0? So if you have not seen these, please join us. And there was also an article today on, what's the name of this publication? All right, Zach, you take over. I'll find it and then I'll come back. All right, so take me off the screen for a second.
Okay. Yeah. So I like what you said about the Bitcoin all-time high. People are kind of nervous and not sure, do I do I pull some off the table now? I personally, I'm a hodler. Like I got involved in crypto in 2017, and there's been a lot of up, down, left, and right, a lot of emotions, and I just held through everything, and Celsius makes it super easy. So I hodl, I collect my interest, I grow my interest so that can become my income. And then you don't have to work for money anymore. You don't have to wake up and say, how am I going to pay the rent? And that was my personal goal when it came to crypto and joining Celsius. But
yeah. One sec, I'm just looking for. One sec. Keep going. Get some updates.
Yeah, no problem. Okay. Let's see. I wanted to. We'll have to talk about support. A lot of people have had delays in support, and it's something that we're addressing. Social media DMs. We see your messages. We're replying. We appreciate you guys reaching out to us, but we are building internally a way that we can improve our support times. Many changes are taking place to optimize. We just released a bot that will help kind of answer some of the more basic questions and bringing on many support agents. So, and Kim too. Kim loves talking to the community, but she can only do so much. So please be patient with us. We're fixing this problem. We know it. And, thank you so much for your support up until this time. We love you. Keep hodling. Check the Telegram. I remind everyone to hodl a couple times a day, just in case you forget. It will change your life over the long run. Let's see here. What would be another good update to share with everybody? Pull back territory. I got to save that one for a little later. That's a big one.
All right. And do you have, what do you call it? You have a promo code for everybody for later today?
No, we got to hold back on those. They'll be coming up soon once we double check our system.
Right. The only promo for this week is the
OTC.
The OTC 10% discount. All right. Very good. All right. So you can share my screen again. So this is an article that came up on Aussie.com. If you're not familiar with Aussie.com, really good source of news. And this is talking about my wife's business, right? Can blockchain save Made in America, Made in USA, right? So as you know, her business, USA Strong, which I'm obviously a co-founder and we both invested in it, is focused on the stuff. And I think really, if you believe in the blockchain as a technology that can really help do things better, read this article. A lot of great content here. Also with tremendous coverage this week. I mean, just anywhere like Decrypt. If you didn't read, I'll just go quickly through these because there's just too many of them to name. Forbes wrote a beautiful article. This is really positive on crypto and quoting us several times. And so I think we're getting, like again, Wall Street Journal, Bloomberg.
Have we turned the corner? Like, is crypto cool now and accepted? Like, did it finally come to fruition?
Look, I mean, it's definitely in the news every day, and that's a good thing. But it's also in the news in a bad way, right? So the question is really how many people are using it. So today, even though we have 6 billion in assets, our average wallet size is still very large, right? Most of the people in the world can maybe put $100, $200 in Bitcoin, right? Our average wallet size is more than $10,000. So we're definitely not completing our mission, 2 missions, right? Bring women and make this accessible to everybody. So those are difficult tasks that I think are going to take us much longer to complete. Sure. Daily Hodl, again, another article here that if you missed, talking about the SEC and other things, quoting us, and another Decrypt article where we were covered pretty extensively. And again, if you missed this post from Daniel, my co-founder, here, let him. We're gonna give him a sec to play his message.
Warren. A few years back, you called Bitcoin rat poison squared, as if straight rat poison was not bad enough. Yesterday, the market cap of this rat poison squared passed the value of Berkshire. I guess that means one of two things. Either we were not rat poison after all, or Berkshire is not as valuable as rat poison squared. I'm sure this cannot be easy on you, especially after underperforming the market for a decade straight, but I hope you'll hear me out. Now that we're about the same market cap, how about we call a truce to this Bitcoin Berkshire battle for the ages? I'll come up to Omaha, we will drink some Coke, play some ping pong, and talk about the future of money. A very wise investor once said, someone's sitting in the shade today because someone planted a tree a long time ago. That wise investor was a certain Warren Buffett, and he was right. Today, my friends and I are planting a tree of transparent and decentralized cryptocurrencies so the future generation can enjoy the shade of prosperity and financial liberation. And it's not too late to join the revolution, Warren. We will welcome you with open arms and, of course, your favorite Dairy Queen in hand.
So Daniel did a great job here. I think he hit it right on the head. So like it and share, right? Retweet it, like it, send it out. We need tens of thousands of likes here because this is great content that we need to share even more. Let's see. Sorry about this commercial. Can't skip commercials.
All new pumps.
Right. So
I get premium.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are live.
Yeah, let me just skip here a little. Oh my God!
You got
commercial after the next. But anyway, if you missed, oh my God! Wait! It went to the wrong slide. But if you missed my interview with Charles Hodgkinson and the Crypto Crow, it's also available right here, right on our YouTube channel. So if you haven't signed up, sign up, like it, share it. And we want everybody to see it. I mean, we had a great hour and a half long conversation about Cardano, about the blockchain, about Ethereum, right? All the pertinent questions related to crypto. And so a lot of great content. Again, if you did not have a chance, if you just scroll through it, hundreds of different videos covering everything from an audit that we've done of our assets to what we think about crypto and what we think about the economy and so on, and a lot of the interviews that we've done all over the place. So let me see.
That show was a lot of fun with you and Charles and Crow. That was a lot of fun. Cardano is coming. You said Q2, right? That's a big deal for everybody.
Yeah, and we finally. It took us a long time with Cardano because we only list assets that are yielding. All we care about is paying you yield, right? We don't like other companies list assets that they can charge you fees on. So if they can sell that to you and charge you a fee, they list the asset. That's why Celsius doesn't have 10,000 coins and tokens, because we only include things that we can pay you stuff, not you can pay us stuff. We're not interested in you paying us stuff. The only fees we charge are the money we make on the asset, where we give you 80% and we keep 20%. So we finally figured out how to do it on Cardano, and that's why we're adding it. It's a little complicated. It's a third generation blockchain, so it's very new, very advanced, very fast, and you definitely want to make sure that it's safe, right? Fast is good, but fast and safe is even better. So also, this interview I did here, if you have not seen it, let me just play a segment here. 25,000 ETH to make sure that Ethereum launches on time and on schedule. I mean, we run on Ethereum, so we felt like, okay, we have to put something in there, and we decided to just go 10x on what Vitalik did. So we put about 10 times more than Vitalik.
Not to throw Vitalik under the bus or anything, but.
Well, Vitalik is one person, right? We represent 300,000 people. But just 1 second, one more minute.
Make sure that we got it
launched on time. That was the most important thing. But it was obviously a community effort. But I don't want to repeat what other people said, so I'm going to choose something else. I think for us, the kind of like the big thing that I think made 2020 different is that we've proven a second use case, or second killer app for blockchain, right? So if you think of Bitcoin as a store of value, which kind of was the main purpose of almost every application, successful application on the blockchain for the first 10 years, and you look back at our white paper in 2017, where we said it's all going to be about yield. We've been screaming that for 3 years. In 2020, finally, several million people said, it's all about yield. Let's join the party. So the funny thing is that if you, again, this video is available right on top here. So if you want to see the full thing, I think it's this one, right? So right? I think so. No, it's this one. Yeah, it's the last one that we posted. So, but the point is, even with Charles, the video with Charles and Cardano, this video, Charles towards the end, it says, Alex, I remember us sitting in Zurich in 2017, and you were telling me it's all about yield. It's all about yield.
Right.
So I'm happy to report that we are working with Cardano, and we're working all about yield, right? And not just with Cardano, we're working with ETH 2.0. We're working with, yeah, we don't choose losers and winners. We want everybody to win. The community chooses ETH, we are cheering for ETH. The community chooses Cardano, the community chooses 3 winners, right? We cheer for all 3. I mean, our job is not to pick winners and losers. Our job is to make sure that our community ends up winning no matter who wins in crypto, right? So that's what we're here for. All right, so we have a lot of questions. I want to make sure we're going to finish the updates and dig into some of the stuff you want to talk about. So I'm going to pause here and let's grind through this. So you heard my wife, Chrissy, give you some updates about stuff. And let me see, what's the next item here?
Could we show the store that Kim is working so diligently on? It's beautiful.
Yeah, so the store is live. If you go to our website, by the way, I'm showing you here the top 500. So if you have not seen it yet, we updated the top 200 because all 200 became millionaires. Now. Yeah, all 200 became millionaires. So now we've added all the next 300 people, and let's see how many millionaires we have. So if you go down to the last person that has $1 million in sell, and they are listed as, wow, they just
keep going.
Here you go. So if 205 people are millionaires, right? Poof, became millionaires. So if 205 people went and bought a lottery ticket, there's basically a zero chance, almost a zero chance that any of them would win, right? Because the chances are like 1 in 10 billion or 1 in 100 billion. Here with Celsius, I think we've done a phenomenal job. You guys done a phenomenal job trusting us with your assets. So now, basically, you can find your balance. If you want to know who you are, look at your sell balance. That's you. And you can come to us and say, hey, I want to change my nickname. Don't call me user 215, call me Greg TM, okay, and so on, and we'll put that in for you so you know it and other people know it, or you can share with the people in the know what's your nickname. But to join
the bottom now, so what's it take to get into the top 500?
Right, so if you want to join the top 500, right, it takes 70,275 sell, right, worth $377,000. My God!
Wow. Top 1,000 coming.
I remember because when we launched Celsius, we had the top 100, and to be top 100, you needed nothing. I mean, I think it was like $10,000.
Right.
To join the top 100. But anyway, again, Celsius still has 269 million sell token, almost 270 million, worth almost $1.5 billion. So that's what we have in treasury, and that's really the biggest. Everybody keeps saying on Twitter, "Oh, Alex is the largest sell holder." No, Alex is not the largest sell holder. So there's somebody who has like 5 times as many sell tokens as Alex, right? Celsius. So you want to watch the prices sell. Watch if Celsius is selling. If Celsius is selling quickly, you should get nervous. If Celsius is selling slowly, you should be like, okay, well, they need some cash. Them having cash on the balance sheet is a good thing for you, because if something happens, we're going to use our cash to protect you, right? But if we're selling quick, if we're dumping, you should get nervous. And I'm saying that publicly right now because there might be somebody else sitting here from Venus telling you otherwise. So just remember this. All right, you were talking about something else. What was the store, right? We're going to the store. So the store is Swag Shop right here, community, Swag Shop. You click on that. And oh my God, it's a professional site. Look at that. My God, look. Oh. We're in the fashion business now. You know?
Yes.
Look
at that design. The design is hot.
So Kim did an amazing job. And this store does ship international.
Yeah, click on that T-shirt section at the top.
Yeah, and you see you got all these tabs here and stuff, and you can pick your favorites. And so the only difference between this and the shirts that Chrissy showed you is that these shirts that I'm wearing, right? That's the fourth shirt she made, are USA made, and they're like, if you're heavy about that, buy them on usastrong.io. If you don't care about that stuff and you need to ship it overseas, right? USA Strong does not ship it overseas, only in the US right now. And you have plenty of more options to choose here from. The key is to own it and wear it. Wear it day, wear it night, go outside, show it to other people, have them ask you questions. Again, there was a great story. Come, Kim, you want to say hi?
No, I just want you to tell them.
Come say hi.
So,
yeah.
Hi, guys.
So there was a great story we got from one of the Celsians that they were standing. Their father dropped them off at the airport. He was late. There were delays in traffic, whatever. And this guy runs to the line, and the TSA. I don't know which airport had a line, but let's just believe that there was a line. He stands there and he's sweating bullets. And some guy comes to him and grabs him by the shoulder and says, come with me. And he's like, well, what happened? He's like, you're a Celsian. You're kidding me? You guys are killing it. It's over $5. You're going straight to the front of the line. So that was like just a great story. And this, no matter where you are, you're going to meet a Celsian, right? And it's like an army. It's like your brothers in arms.
The big thing I just wanted to say was we have over 100 products now. It's like we have a full line. And we didn't have all this stuff here before. So literally a week ago, half of these things didn't exist. So they should all check it out because we have some really loyal people. Oh,
yeah. And we have this new sell coin.
Oh, the coin. It's hot.
Right. So this is going to be available on the USA Strong because we can't ship it from here. So we have to ship it here. So it's only going to be available to Americans in the beginning. But we are going to start shipping them out. So look out for this product. And again, if you want to buy the other shirts, they are on the website. If you just go to the main site under, sorry for the delays here, but under, it was under which one? Under Sell Token, I think, right? I think it's on the bottom of the Sell Token page. So if you scroll down here all the way to the bottom, you see the three options. Actually, there's four options. So when you click on it, it actually takes you to the thing. So if you don't remember the name of the site or the link or whatever, you want this shirt that I'm wearing, go ahead and either use the Celsius.network or use the direct link here, USA Strong, and just do a search for Celsius. The funny thing was that we had a meeting with this really one of the world's largest banks, a bank that has like close to 20 trillion in assets. And whatever, I woke up late, I grabbed the shirt out of the closet, I put it on, I run to the thing, I sit down, start talking, pitching. And the guy's really quiet, and our biz dev teams are giving me, the winks and the eyes. And like, what's going on? And I wore this shirt, banks are not your friends, so. And I'm talking to the bank, trying to convince them to do crypto with us. So that did not work out too well. Okay, that was definitely a work in progress. So, that's why I got like four of them, and now we can kind of take at least a shirt that is much less aggressive when we talk to banks. who are not our friends.
I did the same thing one time. Actually, I went into my bank and I was wearing that shirt, and they asked, "What does that mean?" And I was like,
right.
I said, "Look at my interest rate. That's exactly what it means." Okay,
exactly.
Give me my money.
Yeah. Exactly. So, all right. So let's go through the update. People have a lot of questions, and we're already almost an hour into it. So, all right. So we covered the all the stuff.
The top referrers. Let's give some shout outs to the top referrers.
Right.
This
Just
week.
Before the top referrers, we are trying to get on the Joe Rogan show, and we need your help. We need you to tout us, or Celsius / Alex Mashinsky, whatever. Just get us to the front of the line there. You guys did an amazing job doing that with Real Vision, and we got to do that 1 hour long interview, which you can find on realvision.com. So same thing here. Let's get on the Joe Rogan show. I think we have a lot to say. I think a lot of his viewers are going to like it. So help us out. Just go there.
Yeah, word on the street is that he's looking to talk about crypto and learn more about it because it's becoming so big. And we want Alex to go on there and be able to say, hey, this is what it's about. It's about earning yield. It's about financial independence. So please, the whole community, let's create a groundswell about this. And tag Joe in every social media possible and say, have Alex on. We want him on there. We want you to talk to him.
Yeah. And again, net deposit, 168 million, that came from, at the same time, we had 27,500 new users. I think Chrissy mentioned that in 1 week, right? This is 1 week. We used to have 1/10 of that or less just a few weeks back. So, huge growth from all direction. Now, top referrers. So we have, I'm a big fan of Tony Fan from Hong Kong, and he's been killing it almost every week. He's number one.
Right.
This week alone, he did 74 referrals. 74 referrals, right, guys? So look him up. He's on YouTube. I think we posted 1 or 2 of his videos also on our channel, and learn from him, right? We're also going to add him to the ambassador content page. So if you want to pick some of his moves, obviously he's doing an amazing job. Also, Robbie Douglas Wolf, also known as the digital asset news guy. Again, shout out to him. We have a few videos of his posted here, but if you're not following him on YouTube, definitely you should. And he did a very nice number. I don't know if he wants us to announce it in public. And also Roland Hess was his 3rd winner. So we're going to give each one of these guys $200 as a special thanks, on top of the fact that they already got $20 per referral for each one of those referrals. So that's a great job for those guys. Thank you for supporting us and supporting the community and everything else we're doing. All right. So next, what do you have?
I'm ready for some rapid fire questions.
All right, let's do it.
All right. Here we go. Alex, can you talk about taking out loans from Celsius and how you don't generally pay taxes on them?
Yeah, so normally when you sell something, the government, the IRS, immediately jumps and says, hey, I'm your partner, right? You sold something, you make money, guess what? I deserve up to half of it, depending where you live, right? You live in California or New York, your taxes are going to be about 50%, right? Wow. So you what do you call it? If you live in places like Puerto Rico, it might be lower, or Florida, or whatever. I got it, Kim. Got it. But if you take a loan against it, we talked about this several times, the richest people in the world, right? They don't sell assets. Do you see them when they need something? They sell stocks or bonds or real estate or whatever. No, they take a margin loan. What does it mean, the margin loan? You go to your favorite banker, like they've been, these bankers fly them all over the world, take them to the best events. They always have a ticket for you for the Super Bowl, right? If you give somebody $100 million, they're going to get you everything you want. And you can borrow against that asset. So what Celsius does is really enables you to do the same thing. Even if you're borrowing $500. Our minimum loan is $500, right? So you open your app, you go take a loan. It will tell you exactly how much you can borrow. And guess what? You can borrow money at 1%, just like the very, very rich guys, the richest people in the world. That's what they pay. You can pay the same thing. Now you go to our competition, they'll charge you 9% for the same loan, right? So again, we're doing that because you're giving us enough collateral, and we make money from the collateral, so we can give you the best rate in the world, the same rate that the billionaires get. And you get to save tremendous amount of taxes. So if you sold $10,000 worth of Bitcoin right now at the peak, now it's January 15th or whatever, and you're like, okay, I don't have to pay taxes for a whole year. Let me sell it now, right, at the peak. Great. You're gonna owe half of it to the government, no matter what, right? But if you took a loan against it, you don't owe money to the government, right? So you should take a loan, pay off your credit cards, do whatever you need to do with it. All right. So that's next.
Boom. Okay. Is there any hope for a silver coin so I can earn interest on my silver?
Yeah. So again, we depend on issuers. So there aren't that many issuers today that issue a silver-based coin that is tokenized. There are several gold coins, but not a lot of silver. And we need to find ways to earn yield on it, right? Otherwise, we can't add it to the wallet. So when that happens, we will add it to the wallet. Next question.
All right, Alex, are you saying we should keep some money on exchanges in order to buy the Bitcoin dip?
Yes, you should. Always have some liquidity. Again, you can have it in a Celsius wallet, right? You're earning 10.5% while you wait for Bitcoin to drop, right? And then you just you can buy it inside the app as well, but you can also buy it on any exchange. We don't really care. We're not trying to sell you Bitcoin or Ethereum. So definitely earn yield on it while you're waiting, but you should have dry powder. First, you should not be a margin. If you are in margin, now is a great time to cover that margin, or at least cover half of that margin, right? Again, pigs go to market, hogs get slaughtered, right? So you want to stay alive, and don't be a pig. Don't be a hog. Just be a pig. That's fine, And so I think I murdered that.
That's all right. Okay, next question. Alex, how do you calculate the interest rates on crypto when it's moving up and down so quickly?
Right. So our interest rate doesn't depend on the price. It depends on the volatility, right? So when institutions want a lot of money, we raise the rates like we did several times on Bitcoin and other things. On stable coins, right? The rates used to be 6 or 7%. We forced everybody to pay 10 or 10.5, right? Did you ever see anyone offer those rates, right? Before Celsius? Sure. Even when Celsius was at 6%, everybody was at 4%. We raised it.
I remember Salt, when Salt first started in 2017, I think to borrow money against your crypto, you had to pay 24% interest. Yep. It was like a credit card. It was obscene. Yep.
Exactly. So we are only charging you 1%. They used to charge you 24%, right? I mean, thieves, just stealing from you in the middle of the day.
Right.
Crazy money. So we are, our rates have to do with the cost of capital, not where Bitcoin price or Ethereum price are. Next question.
All right. How is the interest calculated? Is it 5% on the dollar value or 5% of the tokens you hold?
I didn't understand the question. How is interest rate calculated? It's
right.
So if we pay you Bitcoin on Bitcoin and we tell you you're earning 6.2%, you have 100 Bitcoin. At the end of the year, you're going to have 106.2 Bitcoin. It's Bitcoin on Bitcoin. It has nothing to do with the dollars. If Bitcoin went up to 100,000 or it went down to $1, whatever it's worth in dollars, we don't care. I mean, we're just paying you Bitcoin on Bitcoin. Why? Because we charge the institutions Bitcoin on Bitcoin, right? So when an institution comes and says, I need 1,000 Bitcoin or 10,000 Bitcoin, we go, sure, 7% or 7.5%, because I got to give 6.2 to my customers, right? Next.
All right. What is Celsius's position on XRP? Will they continue support for the asset? What's going on?
Look, it's a tough situation. So basically, the cop, not the judge, the cop is saying these guys are crooks. We need to put them in jail. I don't mean the people behind XRP. I'm just doing the analogy for like a guy on the street, right?
Sure.
So do you want to do business with that guy right before the cops say I got to put this guy in jail? So the problem is that we don't know who's right and who's wrong. A judge or a jury have to decide that. But in the meantime, the cop is saying, hey, this is a bad guy. Don't touch him. Don't do anything. Blah, 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 blah. So we have to be careful. We have to stay compliant. We also have to protect our community. So we are watching what others are doing. As you've seen, Coinbase and other people already announced that they're going to stop trading. They're going to allow everybody to withdraw. They're not going to allow them to deposit. So they're taking very draconian steps against XRP. The main reason is that, again, Coinbase is planning to go public. So they want to come clean and nice to the wedding. They don't want to have any, tire streaks on their dress, right? When they're going to their wedding day. We understand why Coinbase is doing that, but what are others doing, right? So you've seen many others announce similar moves, which makes our lawyers and our compliance people be very still investigating, and we will be announcing what we do, but it is not looking good. I can tell you that it is not looking good for the Celsius community to continue supporting XRP.
Okay, thank you for that. Also, on January 1st, we had a surprise listing from FTX, and it's been a huge success so far. Could you talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, so look, FTX is an amazing exchange. I think the top 7. Sam is doing a great job, both with FTX and Alameda. And they're a client of ours, obviously. We do a lot of business with them. And now they do their daily volume on sell is over $2. So if you want to buy sell, you don't
$2 million
a day. Yes, $2 million a day worth of sell token is being transacted on the FTX network. So if you are outside the United States and you want to buy sell token, you have 3 options. You can go to Uniswap. The fee is 0.3%. But the spreads are still pretty high. That's why I'm trying to put as much sell in there as possible. Liquid, right? So the first exchange to list sell is still available and is charging lower and lower fees. So you should definitely check that out. And your third option is ftx.com, right? And you can go there, open an account, and buy whatever you want, sell it, trade it, whatever you want. They don't have withdrawal fees. They do have transaction fees, but they don't have any withdrawal fees. Most exchanges also have withdrawal fees. So you just need to do a comparison. Again, on our website, can I show the site for a sec? So if you go to our site and you look at sell token again, right, we actually list all of the options. So if you just scroll down a little bit, right here, you will see Total and Uniswap and Liquid and FTX and IDEX and Dharma now it was available. Simplex, which is the credit card processing on the app. Again, the fees there is still high, but at least if you want to use your credit card, you can. And Switcheo, right? So these are all the options, and we keep adding them. Most people think that we only have 1 or 2, but actually there's 6 or 7 options to choose from. Next question.
All right. Brent's asking, somebody was saying that loan reverse collateral has been paused until further notice. Is that true?
Loan reverse collateral for sell token, not for everything. So if you basically, look, we have thousands of open tickets and our people are overwhelmed and they just can't. Again, 27,000 people just joined in the last week. They all have questions, right? And so we got swamped. And again, I apologize publicly on Twitter. I'm apologizing again here that unfortunately we used to do everything in 24 hours, right? I mean, we had the best customer service in all of crypto, and now we are drowning. So we looked at, okay, what is consuming the most of our time? Obviously, one of the bugs with the promo code, so we fixed that. A lot of requests for refi and for questions about loans and things like that. So we just cleaned that up to basically free up our agents to deal with the new customers. You want our new customers to join. They join, they start earning and sell. Your sell is worth more money. So if you're clogging us with other things, we're not dealing with these customers. They're not depositing their assets. We're not deploying them. We're not earning interest. We're not buying more sell, right? So all these things have a cost, right? And what we've done is basically limited things like sell token, reverse margin, or how much you can borrow to protect you from going too much on margin against sell. And all these things long term. Short term, you might be upset and you'll say like, okay, it's my money. What are you telling me what to do? I know what to do. But long term, I think you will thank us for being more prudent and protecting all of us from taking too much risk, unnecessary risk. You don't need that. Again, we're not competing with Elon Musk. We just want you on that list of top 205, right? We want you 207, 210, 220, or 499, right? If we continue growing as we are, every one of those guys on the top 500 is going to be a millionaire. Every one of them. Next question.
While the Fed is printing dollars, Celsius is printing millionaires. Okay. Avelino's asking, more AUM, more active users, more transfers. Why was there a dip in Cell token?
Yeah, so you can see that as a buying opportunity, right? So look, when the market is extremely volatile, remember, Cell token is pegged to ETH and pegged to Bitcoin because people are buying it in those things. So when things go up, the buy order, the limit buy order is in ETH, right? So the price goes up, right? So Cell goes up with it. When it has a flash crash, it goes down. And when you flush through all of those buyers, right, the price stays there. The price stays where it was. So it doesn't mean that is the price. It just means that that's where it ended up, right? So again, we are making record income. We're going to be going to market. We buy Cell token almost every day. And you'll start seeing that price go up. It's a balance between buyers and sellers. It may go down as well, but normally over time, if we continue to have more assets, more deposits, and more interest income, we will be buying more and more Cell token. Next question.
All right. Can we get an update on the upcoming assets? And here on the update sheet, I actually see Aave is coming next week. People are asking about Polkadot as well.
Yeah, so DOT is a little more complicated because Aave is a token, right? It's an ERC20, so it's easy for us to add. DOT is its own blockchain, and it requires much more work for us. It's a coin. Again, remember, coin, its own blockchain. Token, it's a passenger on a bus. The bus is the blockchain. So Celsius, Cell token is an ERC20 token running on the Ethereum blockchain. Right? Cardano, its own blockchain, it's its own bus, right? And then other things can run on top of Cardano. So I love it how I see all these world experts go on TV or other places and they use token 1 minute and coin, meaning they have no clue what is what, right? Why, what it means a token, what means a coin. So it's important that you understand that because then you can kind of connect things in your head because sometimes you see a token as a top 10 and you're like, wait a second, I thought only coins could be top 10. No. Top 10 means market cap, right? Celsius could be a top 10, even though we're a token. But we do not plan to have our own blockchain. Now, there are tokens who became their own blockchain. For example, EOS actually started as a token and then launched its own blockchain and became a coin. So you can actually you can start as a caterpillar and end up as a butterfly, We plan to stay a fat caterpillar that pays a lot of interest. Okay, so we're sticking with the token.
That's kind of the goal of Celsius is just to be this revenue generating machine. And every week we pump out 5 million, 10 million, $50 million to all of our users around the world.
And we do that better than anyone else in the world. All right, so we covered this. Let's see what else we have here. Partnerships. Our partnerships grew 4,000%. 4,000%. And we have a very, very strong pipeline for 2021. That mega deal that I was talking about 2 AMAs ago is one of our partnerships.
Ooh, the mega deal. That's a huge, like, it's become a meme now. The mega deal incoming is a hot topic, Alex.
I know, like, and people like, oh, he said we're going to be on an exchange, and then the next day FTX launches. I'm like, no, that's not the exchange I was talking about. Or I was talking about the mega deal, and the next day, I think Liquid announced that they are launching a service with them. I'm like, no, it's not Liquid.
There's more? There's even more? Are you kidding me?
There is more. We have a second mega deal, okay, that I can't yet talk about, but we have a second mega deal that is in the United States with a huge partner. And so when it's ready, I'm going to be telling you about it. So again, you see me. Do you see me concerned about the price of SIL token or about the crypto? Crypto is on a tear, okay?
Right.
Like it is eating up the world. I mean, I did a presentation, okay, long time ago, where I actually depicted Bitcoin as a Pac-Man eating up all the other asset classes, right? And I should really go back and show this to people because that's what it's all about. I mean, again, this was in 2017 and 2018. Back to like the beginning here to find
some of our newer users. If you spend time on YouTube, you look kind of back to those 2018 videos. Alex did hundreds and hundreds of conferences around the world, and he shared this presentation. At the time, people were saying, "Oh, he's crazy. Oh, no one's gonna hold your coins with them. Oh, nobody cares about interest." And he was like preaching to the ones that didn't want to hear him. And then a couple of years later, now it's like the most important thing in the world, and everybody's button clicked in their head.
Yeah, and look, obviously we were wrong about certain things, but I think most of the stuff we were right about. We were right about regulation. We were right about security. Right. We were right about not your keys, right? We were right about a lot of stuff, and that's why we're doing so well, right? Because if you want to do well, you need to be right. I mean, you can be wrong all the time and do well. So I don't see it here. Let me see. It was one of my presentations, but if you see a video that has me presenting my slides, one of the first slides actually is talking about this. I think this is a slide. This is a presentation.
Does your chart look like this?
I did in
well, the reason why you're getting
yes, Ivan,
wrecked.
we know. Yeah. Oh, this one doesn't show the slides. The slides are behind me, but it doesn't show it this video. But anyway, the point is that it's worth spending time digging into the past, right? Some people say, it's a month-old video. How could it be even up to date? You could take a 3-year-old video and see why. I mean, my team accuses me of living in the future all by myself, right? So when I go back 6 months, it's still in the future, Anyway, FTX, we talked about that. So again, let me make that statement because you guys love when I make that statement. We now have over 300 institutions who are onboarded with us. They're all basically gave us their balance sheets and their licenses and who is their CEO and where are they incorporated, and we checked all that stuff. And then we transacted with them, right? We have not had a single transaction, not one, in 3 years now, since we launched, right? Since we launched, where the institution did not return the money or didn't pay the interest, or we gave them a margin call and they did not fill the margin call, right? Not one instance of that. So you should, if you are using other services, you should call them and ask them to give it to you in writing. By phone, they might tell you this stuff. But in writing, if they refuse to give it to you in writing, you should start asking a lot of questions, right? So I do this almost every show, and I make that statement, and I promise you that if we have a loss or somebody does default, I'm sure it's going to happen at some point. We will disclose to you what and how much and so on. Remember, Celsius has like $1.5 billion worth of assets, right? that are like the safety mode. So when you hear other people telling you, I have insurance, Cred had insurance. Do you think people in Cred are going to get paid? Right? All these people that have insurance, what matters is not how much insurance you have. Because it's bullshit insurance on your cold storage. You gave the coins to somebody else. What that has to do with your insurance? Right? You're never going to get them back. So what matters is how much in assets does the company have? So if you're using BlockFi and Celsius, for example, and you feel that, oh, BlockFi is 16 billionaires behind them, they're rich, ask them, okay, BlockFi, I don't care about your insurance. How much cash do you have on your balance sheet? How much cash? Celsius told me they have $1.5 billion in cash and other assets. How much do you have in cash and other assets that are not your customers' assets? Right? If all your customers withdrew all their money, how much is left? Right? Celsius tells you $1.5 billion. Right? So if the other guy tells you 20 million, then you tell me who is safer. Right? Again, I'm making a statement. I have Alex Mashinsky with all my wallets, me and my wife, we have over $200 million worth of assets sitting right next to you in the Celsius network, in Bitcoin and Ethereum and Sol token and USDC and USDT, and I don't know what I own. I own many, many different coins, right? Millions of dollars just in USDC, probably, I don't know, $6-7 million of USDC.
Waiting for that Bitcoin dip.
That's right. Actually, you're 100% right. Earning 10.5%, just like you, right? And if you're not American, you earn 8.5%. I can't earn more than that, right? And I can't cheat even inside my own system. My compliance guys are like, nope, Americans, we saw a passport. You know, did you fly to Venus with your wife, or you're still here? You're here? Sorry. You know. Next.
An update I wanted to give about the web app. So
web app. Now that is an update. Yes,
that's a hot one.
So we're going to do a live demo on not next week, but the week after. Next week we have another plan for you. We have another surprise, but the week after we're going to have our team that developed the web app come on the AMA and show you live what it is. And if you platinum, you will have access to it immediately afterwards. So definitely be ready. If you're waiting for us to launch the web app, here it comes. Next update. Yeah.
And next week we're going to have a tax professional on to talk with us. They came into Celsius this week and spoke to the company, and now they're going to come and allow us to ask them some questions and allow you guys to ask some questions on crypto taxes. There's been a lot of gains this year, and you have to take care of your taxes. So we're going to be able to talk to the experts and help our community in that way as well.
Right, and we integrated into the app. Now you can get a 1099, and you can basically, we both made it easier and much, much faster for you to both file your taxes, get the right numbers, see how much interest you earned. Remember, what your wallet shows is what it's worth today. That's not your tax bill. Your tax bill is what we paid you, right?
Right.
Which is two different numbers. So don't go file the number that you see inside your wallet on your page. That is not the right number, please. Okay, you're going to be paying too much in taxes. We don't want that. You should pay the right amount. Definitely not too much. Okay, so we'll cover all those details, but I'm giving you a sneak peek. That's why we pushed the other stuff, because I know people, they're in a hurry. By the end of January, they want to get finished with those taxes, and then they pay too much, and, you know, go file again. Go refile all your taxes. Definitely not a good idea. So we squeeze that in, and we'll explain all the details next week. Next.
All right, got a great question from Hania, asking about they were an investor in the Bank to the Future offering, and how will they know what that share will be worth going forward? Will there be another offering, or will there be another valuation?
How will I know if you really love me? Like that kind of. How will I know?
They want to know how many multiples that share has gone up in value.
So look, anyone who invested did very well. That valuation obviously is long gone. No one can get that anymore. And again, we did that mostly to include people, right? Over 1,000 people, 1,043 people signed up with us. Some gave us as little as $1,000, right? And you know, we are going to have a new crop of millionaires just from those people who invested in the Celsius equity, right? Got a seat in the bus, in the equity bus. We're already sitting together on the Cell Token bus, but there's a second bus. There's an equity bus. And all the people that participated there, when you watch Coinbase and you see how much they're worth, look at how much they have in their assets. Okay, their assets, here, I'll draw that over here. Okay, so the Coinbase assets are divided into two buckets, okay? One bucket is basically their AUM, and the second bucket is institutional deposits, meaning institutions that give them assets to manage. And I think, I don't know the exact division, but I think it's like 25 billion from institutions and something like 6 to 8 billion in AUM. Okay, that's what it looks like. I think these are my, numbers. They don't make any money on institutional holdings, like almost nothing. Here, people transact, they buy, they sell, they move stuff around, and they make nice fees. They make a lot of money here, right? And that's what they're going public on. So when you see their numbers and everything else, you're going to see this giant number, like 35 billion or something in AUM. And you'll be like, well, Celsius is only 6. These guys are 35. No, Celsius is 6. And these guys are maybe 8 or 9. Okay? Right. So let's say for a second that they get a $30 billion valuation, which is the rumors that I'm hearing.
That's wild.
So if we're 6 and they're 9 in AUM, and we're making more than them, for you. Now, we give most of it back to you, but we're making more than them. Mm-hmm. And that's what Wall Street cares about. Wall Street says, like, how do you guys be so profitable? Why are you giving so much back to the community? Can you pull back on that? And we're like, no, if we keep giving back to the community, we'll have 100 million users. Happy users, loyal users, people that will never leave us. Versus most of our customers come from these guys. Do you know who our number one source of customers? These guys right here. You bought your coins on Coinbase, and guess where they're going? Straight. Celsius, right? So
yeah.
So we love it. So if you, this long story, to make it short, is I'm saying if you bought equity, you're going to be on the same bus that's chasing the bus called Coinbase. And guess what? Very soon, guess who's going to be ahead? Moving on. Next question.
Yeah, you can't expect to pay people nothing and maintain your first position. It's like a bank, the banks must have a delusion because they can't get away with paying people nothing forever. Now that there's a better option, especially.
Our bus has special engine. We're definitely going to beat up that Coinbase bus. So super bus.
Copied that. Okay, what about this OCC news? Like, this was something that was really unexpected, that the regulators or the police in charge of the rules are now going to allow banks to run nodes and operate stablecoins, like a complete. I would have never guessed that. People were expecting regulation to come down hard on Celsius and them to not allow this type of innovation, but all of a sudden, boop, here you go.
Well, so think about it this way. Let's say that dollars are dollars, and you can move dollars on different highways. And all these highways that you can move dollars on are toll roads, right? So you want to do a Fed wire, you want to do a wire transfer. It costs money. You have to go on a certain highway. It takes 3 days, whatever. You want to do ACH, you got to get on a different highway, right? All the OCC did is it said, look, guys, you guys have these 2 highways. There's a third highway called Ethereum. And on Ethereum right now, it's actually not cheap. It's like $40 a transaction on Ethereum, right? So it actually is more expensive. And a stable coin transaction on Ethereum is more expensive than an ACH transfer. So I know we're all excited and this and that, but the problem is that until we switch to ETH 2.0, we're actually paying more, not less. So the OCC didn't really do much. It just basically said, hey, this third option is legal and it's safe, and everybody should be using it if they want to. Next question.
All right. Question from, where'd that guy go here? Okay, from Scott. He's asking, could Celsius send me a monthly account balance, kind of like my bank, so that people are used to that sort of system?
You have it. You just need to open your app and open the screen, and it's right there. If you want us to send you a paper statement, that is like last century stuff. We don't do that. Sorry, but we don't. I mean, it's I don't want to kill trees, and I definitely don't want to stuff things in envelopes and mail them out and so on. So the desktop app is going to send you PDF statements. So if you want to receive a PDF, and by the way, you can do it in the app also. You can download your statement and send it to yourself, and it sends you a PDF file with all the transaction. But the web app, the computer version of Celsius, is going to have many of those things. So you can expect that, but do not expect us to ever send you any papers. We don't do paper. We only do crypto. We don't do paper. We only do crypto.
All right, Michael's asking, BlockFi has a money transmitter license and offers interest on stable coins in Texas. Is that something we're moving towards as well?
We opened an office in Austin, so we are moving to Texas, and we already have a few people there, and they're doing dev, they're doing business development, they're doing a bunch of other stuff, and we will definitely have a solution for it. I'm just not sure our solution is going to be what BlockFi is doing. So we, we'll tell you when it's ready. Next question.
Sure. I have a call to action actually to all of our ambassadors out there and everyone else in the community to go to Reddit and share your experience with Celsius. Share how it's improved your life. Share how the income has made you sleep better at night. Share how you've achieved financial independence. A large portion of the new users that come to Celsius is just people sharing their story with other people. So please, we want to share it on Reddit. It's a site that we haven't had enough activity on. And if you could go on there and help other people see how your life has been improved, please go do that. We're gonna look at the metrics next week, see how it goes. But that would be a huge call to action, a huge help to get the next 100 million people.
And like this video, share this video. It helps us. It helps the crypto community because more shares, more likes. YouTube sends it to more people, right? So YouTube says, "Oh, I didn't know so many people wanted crypto. Let me give it to a bunch more," right? So if you just watch it and you don't take action, YouTube thinks, "Oh, that's a bad video. Let me push it down the rankings," right? So definitely, right now, click on the video right now, the one you're watching, yes, and subscribe.
Smash the like button, subscribe, notifications on.
Yes, click. Next.
Tom puts out like, I don't know, probably a video a day now at this point, and there's always great material coming out.
Yep,
it's
definitely
fantastic.
Scroll through these. Again, this is on my TV. It looks a little bit different on YouTube, but you can watch it on your TV too. Download the app, the YouTube app, and you can watch all the stuff on your TV. That's how I stay up to date.
All right, Ruben's asking, Alex, the fact that you cover all the network fees, does that create the wrong incentive for a hodler community?
It does. You're right, and I think we paid close to $500,000 in withdrawal fees. Now the withdrawal fees are so high, we may decide that it's just too much, right? I mean, when we did that, we did it right when we started Celsius, and we wanted to basically make it so easy to not just onboard, but if you leave us, it will not cost you anything, right? We're so confident that we are the best thing out there. And almost everybody else charges you withdrawal fees. Almost everybody else, right?
It's like the standard, really, honestly.
Exactly. Most exchanges make all their money when they grab a piece of your coins when you leave them. Because they're like, hey, this guy's never coming back. I stole from him. He did a bunch of transactions. You want to leave? Fine. Here, I'm going to take $20 from you before you leave, right? Because I'm never going to see you again. And I need to spend these $20 to give it to Google to find a new idiot. So So we wanted to do exactly the opposite. We wanted to make it so easy and then so safe that no one would say, oh, you know, I tested them and then I withdrew it just to make sure I can get it out. And they didn't charge me anything. I can't believe it. You know, no one in crypto does that. No one in crypto does that. So I'll keep it going as long as I can, but I'm sure you all see, if you go to your community page, it's in green right there, how much we're paying. And now that everybody can see it, you know, and soon it's going to be millions of dollars, we are definitely going to have to revisit that. Again, if we're not making enough money and we keep that, we may have to lower the rates, right? So, because it's eating away at the rates. Like if I start charging people, the ones who are abusing and in and out, and so on, all that money can go to, instead of to network fees, can go to the people who are hodlers. I agree with that.
Right. Okay, one more reminder for OTC at Celsius.network. We are having a 10% off when you buy with Bitcoin or Ethereum. If you want to convert some of those gains into Cell Token, that's great. $100,000 minimum order, 30-day lockup. And lock in those Cell Tokens while it's on the dip if you are so inclined. And our last question here, Alex, my family is interested in crypto. Where should I have them start?
I would have them start with a few videos. I think trying to get them to buy coins or whatever is probably not the best start, right? Because again, I was having this discussion right here with my daughter last night that 99.9% of the people in the world still think that crypto is either a scam or some kind of a crazy fake money or something that only geeks do, right? So you got to bridge that knowledge gap, and you do that by making trust deposits, even with your parents or with your loved ones or with your girlfriend or whatever, right? You saw my tweet. I asked you to do it with your mother, your wife, your sister, your girlfriend, right? I mean, that's where we're missing the most people. Is we have failed. We are the community failed to bring women into crypto, completely failed. So to convince them that this is something that is in their best interest, you have to educate them first, not get them to buy coins. Don't start with that. So pick a cool video. Pick some content that you think is interesting, and just share that information and say, hey, let's watch this thing together, and then we can talk about it, right? Don't try to get them to take half of the paycheck and put it into Bitcoin at 40,000. That's not what this is about, okay? So and then if they're convinced, you want to do small steps. You want to put a little bit of money every month over time, and then show them, okay, here, you put $100, you got $5 in interest. You put another $100, now you're earning $7 in interest. Now you're earning $100 in interest. Now you're earning $1,000 in interest. Now you don't have to work anymore because the money coming in interest is more than you need to live on. Now you can get the job you want, right? So if you focus on that instead of focusing on, oh, let's get rich quick, we're just going to put all of our money on one day in one coin, and we're going to close our eyes and pray, and it's going to be wonderful. I promise you, honey, it's going to be amazing. And then Bitcoin crashes, and then you look like an idiot, and no, not the right plan, okay? So we at Celsius are giving you 45 options, right? From the safest, which is stable coins, to gold, to Bitcoin, to Ethereum, and so on, so on, so on. You'll never hear me asking you to buy Cell Token. This is not about Cell Token, right? Cell Token is just the mechanism that helps us do what we do. But what you have to do is really move 10, 20% of all of your assets into a bucket that is not correlated to all of your other earnings and all of your other income, and make sure that that is earning more money. Remember, just last year, 2020, 20% of all the dollars that were ever created were created last year, printed last year. 20% inflation, dollar inflation. Since 2008, since we had that huge recession, 76% of all the dollars ever created were created since 2008. And the dollar was created 200 years ago. So we did more in 10 years than we did, in 11 years than we did in 200 years. Now, if you're not afraid of that, if you're not worried about that, I am for you. So you have to convince the rest of your family just to have a safety net, just to have 1%, 5%, whatever they're willing to do in insurance that is not dollar correlated, right? Thank you guys for joining. This was great. I hope you enjoyed my wife opening the show. You didn't get nervous and like, oh, who is that? Wait a second. Where did my money go? It is a family business. So we'll see you next week, and stay safe and stay happy.
All right. Thank you.